Alrighty, so welcome back to another video, guys. As you guys can see, here we are outside of the Delta Airbus A330-200, the smallest A330. As you can see, our engine type for this flight is going to be the General Electric CF6 engines. And like most of you guys know, the A330 has two landing gears that are extremely tilted. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump to the flight deck. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board the Airbus A330-200. As you can see here, we are on the flight deck. Today we're going to be flying from JFK, New York City to Charles de Gaulle, Paris. And as you can see, there's a small amount of precipitation outside, meaning that we could expect a bumpy climb, but it's probably not going to be something that should affect our flight. Alright, inches. Okay, let's go and set our brightness here. We don't want our EFB to be as bright as the sun. OFP. Great. Alright, electrical power obstacles. So, thrust lever idle, engine modes off, engine master normal, transponder standby, TCAS standby, weather radar off, predictive wind shear detection system off, and ground control SRS off. Alrighty. Wipers off position check. Exterior lights off, hydraulics check, and fire ditches. Alrighty, let's go and power our batteries. Check. External power, connect. Cockpit recorder, IRS-1. Nav, on battery lights, check. Wait for it to disappear, and then we're going to go and go IRS-2 nav. IRS-2 nav, on battery light, check. IRS-3 nav, on bat. Okay. No smoking light on. Emergency exit lights armed. Alrighty, as you can see, our aircraft's currently initializing. Master caution, let's go and acknowledge it. Okay, what's the weather outside for today? Oh man, that is horrible. 35 knots. Oh boy, this is about to be one bumpy departure. Altimeter is 29.51. Wow. 29.51. Alright, check. 29. Yep. Our standby instruments are still initializing, but our annunciators have already tested themselves, so we can go ahead and perform a fire test. AP fire test. Master warning light check. ECAM memo verified normal. AP fire test complete. Engine 1, Engine 2 fire test. Master warning, ECAM memo, engine master fire check. Alrighty. Cargo smoke test. Master warning and ECAM memo verified. Alrighty. Fire test complete. Annunciator test. Overhead panel annunciators. Verified operational. FCDU annunciators, check. Main panel annunciators, check. And pedestal annunciators, check. Alrighty, annunciator test complete. Alright, here in a bit, we're going to go inside of our APU so we can go and begin boarding, because we kind of only have, what's our estimated departure time? 22:10. Oh, we still have like a good 43 minutes, so we can go ahead and take our time here at the ramp. Alrighty, I'll see you guys once our inertial reference system aligns. Alrighty, so as you guys can see, we still have 32 minutes up till our departure. Alright, let's go ahead and fire up our center pumps. AP master on. Starter. Set. Wow, our displays are kind of bright now. Let's go ahead and just dim them, because I don't like staring at the sun. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Okay, that's much better. Same thing goes for our first officer's displays. Don't want him to lose his eye vision as well. Alright, flap open. Align IRS. IRS is in align. Acknowledge. Once our APUs reaches 50%, we're going to go ahead and set our nav lights into the 2 position. Let's go and request our initialization. Alright. Route uplink check. Nav light 2. APU bleed on. So once our APU stabilizes, we're going to go ahead and we're going to automatically have pneumatic service, which is just air conditioning. Departure. Okay. Whoa, our MCU is super bright. Okay. So departure. Runway 22 right. Our departure is set to be. Hold on, let's come over here and look at that. Okay, direct merit. So we're just gonna be flying direct today. So it's just gonna be a transition basically. Well, just delete our discontinuity. Oh, APU status stabilized. Volts are rising. Okay, as you can see, bleed PSI check. APU generator verified stable. Okay, cabin door. Oxygen PSI. Let's actually go ahead and verify that. So, crew oxygen display on, glide slope pointing off. Alrighty. Okay. So 1500 PSI checked, operational. Alrighty. Oxygen quantity verified. Alrighty. We can go ahead and close our oxygen mask latch. We actually could make this departure, honestly. We still have 29 minutes left, which is shocking, to be honest. Our arrival into Charles de Gaulle is going to be via runway 08 right, since you'll find Delta Air jets parking at Terminal E, I'm pretty sure. But we'll go ahead and perform a approach briefing, like once we begin our descent. Like I said, don't worry about it. We'll find out all of that sort of data. We'll find it out sometime later. Like, so, I remember it's ILS 08 right via Luca 1 Papa 9er Delta. Luca 1 9er Delta. Okay, insert. The aircraft already entered our trans for us, but Luca 1 9er Delta doesn't use transitions, so looks like we're just gonna have to fly with our directs. Waypoint series. Alright. So, route distance 3,220 nautical miles. 3,233 nautical miles. Wow, guys, we saved 13 miles. Isn't that something? Well, nautical miles to be more precise. Oh my goodness, like literally, I am literally flying in the sun. Let's go ahead and dim our displays. Alright, see now this is way better. Alright, we got 1 minute left till our inertial reference system aligns itself. Alright, nav check, oxygen quantity verified. Alrighty, let's go and notify our cabin. Conditioning page. We're just a little bit too warm, but we can begin boarding with our temps. Just turn off our APU bleed. Alright, flight directors. LNAV check. Cruise flight level 370. We're going to end up climbing straight up since we do not have a SID or any sort of constraints that we're supposed to follow for today. So altimeter 29.51 for our QNH in inches, of course, not HPA. Okay, so 5-1 set. Go and dim our primary flight display. Same thing goes for our navigational display and standby instruments. Like I said, if your displays are too bright to a certain point, if you got them as bright as the sun, oh my goodness, what am I doing in Excel chat? Okay, so estimated flight time for today's flight set to be 6 hours and 44 minutes. Arrival time is going to be 5:02 Universal Time. We're going to be step climbing up to flight level 390 and then descending down to flight level 280 at Inboard. Alrighty. My goodness, this EFB, man. EFB is super rate. Alright. Payload. Request. Okay, so cabin crew prepare for boarding. Alright. So cabin crew have been notified that they may begin boarding at their own discretion. Performance page. Alright, let's go ahead and get some takeoff data going once we complete boarding. Alrighty guys, I'll see you once we complete our boarding process. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking from the flight deck. On behalf of the flight crew and Delta Airlines, we'd like to welcome you on board Delta Airlines Flight 262 with non-stop service to Paris Charles de Gaulle International Airport. Our estimated flight time for today is said to be 7 hours 10 minutes, with our initial cruise altitude being 37,000 feet above sea level. The weather for today is forecasted to be a pretty smooth trip, except for our climb out of JFK and departure. But other than that, like I said, especially once we reach our cruise altitude, you can expect a smooth ride. And please remember to keep your seatbelt fastened at all times, even when the fasten seatbelt sign has been turned off. Alright, so as you guys can see, we have completed our boarding process. So alright, zero fuel weight, 329.4. 329.4. Alright. Center of gravity, 25.4. Alright, 329.4/25.4. Check. Block fuel for today's flight. Look at the ECAM 99.5. 99.5. Insert. Takeoff weight 428.0. Alright, let's go ahead and disconnect our jetway. Alrighty, let's go ahead and start setting up our takeoff data. So, performance. V1 is set to be 141, and our rotate speed is supposed to be 152 knots, indicated airspeed. V2, 158 knots. Takeoff flaps, slats plus flaps, and then our flex temps is going to be 52 degrees Celsius. Our engine out is supposed to be 1,510 feet. Yep. 1,500 feet above ground level, of course, so that's why they added an extra 10 feet. Alrighty. Cabin crew, please be positioned for pushback and engine start. Alrighty, so cabin crew verified, notified. Set our air conditioning for the aircraft. Cabin lights off. Okay, yeah. For some reason, I don't know what's wrong with our aircraft. Alright. So, APU page. Gen check. Our external power set to disconnect. Bravo and Alpha. Alrighty, fuel pumps on. Alright, so we're supposed to be at 1,500 feet at 1500, which is 3.5 miles away. That's enough time. We can definitely make that constraint. So, request GPU ground power unit disconnection. Alrighty. Alright, I'll see you guys once we begin our pushback and engine start. Parking brake disengaged. Transponder auto. Thrust lever idle check. V speeds. VNAV profile, check. Okay, exterior lights, check. APU bleed, air conditioning, check. Alrighty, we're looking all good on our overhead now. Alright, so our overhead panel is as it should be. Alright. Engine page. So we already received engine start clearance, so we're just going to go ahead and look left, clear left, check. First officer would announce clear right, If it is, first officer, clear right, check. Engine modes set to ignition / start. Alright, oil quantity verified. APU bleed pressure check. Alright, engine 2 run. On. In Boeing you'd say run, Airbus is on. Oh, look at that 777, man. Wow. What a big boy. Today we're going to be departing without anti-ice, for those who are wondering or who were curious on what our anti-ice config would be. It would be off. So, pushback complete, parking brake, cabin crew verified and notified. Alright. Nope, okay, cool. Alright, engine 2 is coming alive. Alright, engine 2 has stabilized. Alrighty, engine 1 on, systems page, engine 1 on hydraulic pumps. Yeah, that's normal. Of course you wouldn't have hydraulic power, especially the blue one. Where the hydraulic page, yeah, blue is gonna definitely not be available since engine 1's off. Alright, let's go and monitor our N2, which is right here. Alrighty, auto brake max, spoilers armed, weather radar 1, predictive windshield detection system auto, ground control SRS, and TCAS TR8. Oh man, turbulent departure for today. Alrighty, hydraulics page, here's our hydraulics page. Green, blue, yellow, check, green hydraulics, verified, alright. Flaps 1, slats set to phase 1 plus flaps. Alright, cockpit to ground, we have 2 good engine starts. Alright, aircraft's gonna go ahead and trim us up automatically. Alrighty, engine mode normal. Weather radar 1, predictive windshield detection system auto, ground control SRS, transponder auto, TCAS TR8. Alrighty, let's go and perform our flight control check. So, right aileron, check idle. Left aileron, check idle. Elevator up, check idle. Elevator down, check idle. Right rudder, check idle. Left rudder, check idle. Flight control check complete. Alrighty, APU off, APU off. Exterior lights check, nose taxi, ground equipment verified removed, anti-ice, air conditioning. Flight controls verified, operational, takeoff config test. No need for wipers for today's departure, especially since we're just dealing with light rain. The only thing I'm worried about is the gusts, the winds for today's departure, but I'm okay with climbing through the clouds. Alright, cabin side is secure, ECAM check, no blue. Alright. Alright, bye bye ramp Charlie 28. Alrighty, let's go ahead and run our watch. There we go. Wow, we are a heavy boy today. Oh my goodness. Look at all these aircrafts. Wow. Okay, so as you guys can see, here we are approaching runway 13 left / 31 right, whichever one you decide to call it. So, first let's go ahead and announce clear left, check. First officer would announce clear right once he can verify that on his side. And as he should, he would have announced clear right, so strobe on, wing on, runway turn off, on. Okay, let's go continue our taxi. Let's just try and tiptoe off the runway once we left, because you don't like sitting on runways. You just don't want to do that. Not only does it delay the airport, but it also is just not safe for you, for your aircraft as well. Like, if you destroy your aircraft, I think you might get destroyed as well. It depends too. I mean, like, when that A350 crashed into that CRJ 900, nobody got hurt. But, because he didn't touch the fuselage, like, if he were to hit the fuselage, however, he could, like, injured somebody, or worse. Could have been fatal. Alright, so strobe off, wing off, runway turn off. Cabin crew, please be seated for departure. Alrighty, takeoff checklist. E-cam mode check, no blue. Cam status secure. Cam crew status notified. Alright, takeoff trust info set, such as flex, temp, and N1. VNAV profile, LNAV check. Initial climb out set, V speeds. Alright. Look at that windsock though. 35 knots gusting. This is about to be one bumpy departure, man. Alright, navigational display range set. See, like I said, once we climb out of JFK, the weather should and will start smoothing out. Alright, here we are. So, strobe on, wing on, landing on, nose takeoff. Alright, runway verified, clear on approach, check. Oversteer a little bit here. To right, verified. This is where we'd want to be. So, echo, echo. Runway verified, clear of obstacles. Check, such as traffic and ground personnel and ground equipment. Alright. We're going to line up. We're not going to turn and burn for our departure today. I'm sorry for those who were hoping for a turn and burn. Constraints. The only reason why I turn on constraints is not because we have a SID, but it's just because of that 1500 feet marker. Well, if you're wondering on what the 1500 feet is, it's just like we need to be above 1500 feet or we need to be at 1500 feet once we reach that spot. It's not like we have 1500 feet remaining in front. Yeah, so like I said, it doesn't mean you have 1500 feet of runway remaining until you crash into the ocean. No, it's not that. Okay, so let's go ahead and be gentle with our tiller. Gentle inputs, like I said. You do not want to be rough with it. It's just not the way to go. Alright. Runway heading check. Okay. Parking brake. Alright, so let's go over our takeoff briefing for you guys. So we're going to go ahead and go 50. Once I announce 50 stabilized, we're going to go ahead and go flex. And once we go flex, I'm going to announce takeoff thrust set, SRS, runway. And then once our airspeed tape begins accelerating, I'm going to say airspeed live. And if for example our standby display disagrees with our primary flight display, instant RTO. If we're below V1 speeds. But if we're above V1 speeds, unfortunately we're going to have to continue with our takeoff. Alright, without wasting any more time, let's go ahead and get going. So, time. Takeoff briefing, check. Takeoff checklist complete. Title after takeoff for today is climb. Alright, trim check. 30 check, parking brake. 50 stable. SRS. Takeoff thrust set, runway. Airspeed live. Eighty knots, check. Relieve pressure. 34 knots, man. Oh my goodness. 100 knots, check. V1. Rotate. Nav. Pause rate climb. Gears up. Alright, we're going to go and follow our flight directors up to 3,000 feet. And once we reach 1,500 feet above sea level, we're going to go ahead and set our thrust levers into climb position. Alright, thrust levers climb, check. Alright, let's go ahead and make our left turn towards Merit. And also, you're going to want to be gentle with your side stick. You do not want to just push it to the left. If you do, you might actually injure somebody. Especially if it's like a AVG, somebody who's recording with their phone, like Takeoff. He might hit his head on the cabin walls. So, alright, 190 knots, flap 0, speed check. Okay, here we go, flap 0. Flaps coming up. Lower our angle of attack a little bit. Follow those directors to 2,000 feet, like I said. Transition altitude for today's flights, flight level 180 or 18,000 feet. And Delta Airlines turns your landing lights off at 10,000 feet. So, I'll see you guys at 10,000 feet. Alright, 3,000 feet, check. And at 10,000 feet, we're going to go ahead and go landing lights up. Alright, see y'all at 10,000 feet. Alrighty, so as you guys can see, we have reached 10,000 feet. Well, not reached, but we've actually passed it. So, we've reached 10,000 feet or flight level 100, meaning that we can go ahead and clear landing lights off. TATS verified above 2 degrees Celsius. Alrighty, we can go and continue our climb out of JFK International Airport. Like I said, we're going to climb up all the way to our cruise altitude today's flight since we don't have any steps prior to it here. Yep, no steps. JFK all the way up to 27. Alrighty, and I'll see you guys in 7 minutes once we reach our transition altitude, which is 18,000 feet or flight level 180. Our aircraft's picking up a small amount of icing outside, so I have to bring anti-ice to the on position. And as you can see, we have surpassed flight level 180 or 18,000 feet, meaning that we can go ahead and transition over to standard altimeter setting, which is just 29.92. Standard flight display is checked. Alright. Boiler stove. Alright, anti-ice ProHeat auto, air conditioning check. Alright, our aircraft's looking pretty good. Electrical 2 miles per hour. Alright, I'll see you guys once we reach our cruise altitude. Once our alt cruise message gets highlighted in green and the climb message disappears, and once we get the MAC message here on thrust lever climb. Alright, I'll see you guys then. Alright, so as you guys can see, we reach our cruise altitude, which is flight level 270 or 37,000 feet above sea level, and Mach message, alt cruise message check. But I am going to leave the fasten seatbelt sign on though, especially since we have a literal tragedy going on below us and besides us. So yeah, we're just gonna go and leave our fasten seatbelt sign on for the moment until the weather clears up. Once our navigational display becomes black or the weather just goes off to our left and it's coming towards us, so it looks like we're gonna have to keep our fasten seatbelt sign on. Alrighty. I'll see you guys once we turn off our fasten seatbelt sign. Alrighty, so as you guys can see, our flight path has began clearing up, meaning that we can go ahead and turn our fasten seatbelt sign off. Cabin crew may begin serving catering. Alrighty, so yep, as you can see, the skies are slowly starting to clear up the more westwards we go. The more eastwards we go. So if we just continue flying east, the skies are going to slowly begin clearing up. Alright, looking good. Alright. So we're going to have to make our step climb at Alary here in a bit. Yep, 390 at Alary. Good to know. Alright, I'll see you guys at our step climb. Alright, so as you guys can see, we only have 1 minute left till we begin our descent into Paris Charles de Gaulle. Campsite is verified secured. Descent. Check. Okay, so barrel minimums for today's flight is going to be 540. Flaps full. Transition altitude, flight level 070. Winds at Charles de Gaulle are currently 60 degrees 7 knots. 060/07. And our temps at Paris Charles de Gaulle are currently 4 degrees Celsius. QNH set to HPA. Same thing goes for our first officer's displays. Water brake low. Splitters on. QNH is 1030. Alrighty, so as you guys can see, we have reached our top of descent, meaning that we can go into arm our descent mode. QNH set to 1030. Check. Alright, destination data verified as set. Alrighty, VAP for today is going to be 148 knots. Flaps full, barrel minimums, check. Auto brake and splitters. Alrighty, I'll see you guys once we reach our transition altitude, which is flight level 060 or 6,000 feet. Alrighty, I'll see you guys at 10,000 feet once we bring our landing lights on. As you guys can see, we've dipped below flight level 060 or 6,000 feet, meaning that we can go ahead and transition over to QNH. QNH setting for today is 1030. 030. Check. Same thing goes for our standby altimeter. Standby display 1030. Landing localizer alive. Alrighty, once we're 60 nautical miles out, we're gonna go and go slats 1. Alrighty, slats 1 without flaps. Missed approach altitude set, altimeter verified, minimums, and approach phase engaged. Category 3 single for now, but once we intercept the glide slope, we're going to go and go dual. We're going to go and bring our gears down once we're 8 nautical miles away for some maximum fuel efficiency. Okay, localizer check. So we're stabilized on our localizer. Let's come over here and go to our wheels page. Alright, wheels page check. Knots. Flaps 2. Alright, glide slope check. Alrighty, let's go and follow our glide slope into Charles de Gaulle. Okay, gear deployment, speed checked. Here come our gears. Alright, gears check 3 green. Alright, once we hear our there's your radio altimeter. Let's go and go flaps / slats phase 3. Set. Speed checked. Runway in sight. Alright, flaps / slats phase 3 green light. Alright, approach phase activated, and we can go and go flaps full now. Alright, speed checked, flaps full. Whoa, what is our aircraft doing? Alright. Exterior lights check, signs, ECAM check no blue, missed approach altitude set, approach phase verified activated. Alrighty, we're looking all good. 2 red, 2 white. Alrighty, go and let the aircraft fly us down to 1,000 feet. And then I'm going to go ahead and fly this approach green hat. Our arrival terminal, for those who are wondering, is Terminal 2 Echo for today. Two red, 2 white. Approach. Alright, 2 red, 2 white. Runway verified clear of obstacles. Approach status check stabilized. Alright. My controls. Category 1. Alrighty, let's go ahead and follow our glide slope. There's the click. Perfectly on that glide slope and localizer as well. Land
300. Above.
Check.
200. Minimum.
Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Rita. 10.
Spoilers. Rollout 100 knots. Check. Reverse screen. ATBD set. 80 knots. Check. 60 knots. Reverser stowed. My brakes. Go and follow the turnoff point. Once we exit runway 08 right, we're going to go ahead and clean up our aircraft. Right, runway turn off on, nose taxi. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome down into Paris Charles de Gaulle International Airport. Our local arrival time for today's flight is currently 6:24 a.m. Arrival status at the moment is currently on time. Let's go and go. Flaps 0. Right, reverser stowed, flap 0, and spoiler stowed as well. Alright, runway verified clear. Continue taxi. Transponder standby. Weather radar off. Predictive winter detection system off as well. Alrighty. We're gonna go and turn left once we cross runway 26 right. Go ahead and clean up our displays while we're at it. We kind of did touch down early. If you're wondering on why it felt like we floated, it's because the A330 has some very tilted. The gears on the A330 are super tilted. I'm pretty sure like they're 20 degrees tilted up. Not sure though. Let's go ahead and get off the runway 08 left as quick as possible, or as soon as possible. Alrighty, if you can see that for now. Alright, runway turn off, landing off. Once we reach this point right here. Alright, strobe can come off as well. Wing. Alright. We're gonna go ahead and turn left onto Romeo. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain from the flight deck speaking on behalf of Delta Airlines and the flight crew. Would like to welcome you into Paris Charles de Gaulle International Airport. Our local arrival time at the moment is currently 6:28 a.m. with our scheduled arrival time being 6:30 a.m. Our arrival status is currently on time for those who are wondering. And on behalf of Delta Airlines and the flight crew, would like to thank you for choosing Delta Airlines, and we hope you enjoy your stay in Paris. Alrighty, so thrust levers idle, engine masters off, TCAS standby, transponder standby, weather radar off, predictive winter detection system off, and ground control SRS off. Left first door verified open, beacon off, APU off. Alrighty, cabin crew may begin deboarding. Ring our cabin chime. And cockpit recorder on. IRS can stay on for now. Alrighty, I'll see you guys once we complete our deboarding process. Alrighty, so no smoking light off. Emergency exit lights off, nav off. We're just going to go ahead and set the aircraft back to its default configuration. Air conditioning knob set to idle. Check. Cockpit recorder off. Fuel pumps check. Off, and AV battery off. Inertial reference systems off as well. Check. Transponder standby. Thrust lever. Check idle. Alrighty. Dome light set to dim, and interior light control off. Alrighty, external power disconnect. Well, I guess if you enjoyed that video, feel free to hit that subscribe button. You know, we're super close to 1,200 subscribers. But other than that, if you watched the whole video, shout out to you, man. Real one. But just clicking on this video helps out. Alrighty, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe, y'all.